everyone. Hi, Norby. Welcome to CCA Live. We are covering lots of topics and we're getting down to the wire because the end of the year is just around the corner. And in this series, we're battling troublesome behaviors this season. Do you struggle getting out with your dog to give them exercise and maybe the amount you can give them just isn't enough? Internally, we're probably also struggling saying, I don't want to go out. If I have to do something inside, I have to set up all this stuff or I have to buy a bunch of things. Well, I'm here to tell you that you actually don't have to buy a lot of stuff. Sure, I have a lot of stuff that you can buy, but you can also make things at home and create indoor fitness for your dog or exercise, really. I am not a vet. I am not a vet tech. I am not specialized in this. I'm just going to share a little bit of information of things you can do to get started working your dog at home to release some excess energy. All of this stuff is low impact, it's fun, it's very rewarding, and it's going to make your dog a little more tired, which is something most people want, especially if it's gross outside, like it has been the last couple days and will be the next few days. So I wanted to give you things you can do on your own to alleviate that problem. I'm Paula Nowak. I'm the owner and head trainer of Canine Country Academy, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about doing stuff inside to kind of wear your dog out, both physically, which we're covering today, and mentally. We've talked about some mental things, and I'll post in the comments down below links to the video about mental stimulation, but today we're talking about physical exercise for our dogs. Now, if you want specific things to work on, you're definitely going to want to reach out to our friends at North Georgia Veterinary Specialists, Lisa Biedenbaugh and her team, to create specific fitness routines for your dogs. This is just general fun stuff that's going to get your dog moving, but also keep in mind if your dog has any physical ailments, they're older, you want to get them checked out by your vet or by Lisa's team to make sure that these things are appropriate. Okay, so now that I've got you started on this and you're ready to just peel into your house and find things that you can have your dog work on, I want to talk about a few things, and then I'm actually going to show you with Norby, which you might hear in the background kind of fussing. He needs a little bit of an outlet today, so this is perfect. But things you can use at home is just simple household tools. You can use your mop bar, your Swiffer bar, any kind of tool that you have that's a bar that would be safe for your dog to be around. And you can take some chairs, whether they're folding chairs or dining room chairs, and use those slots to create little cavalettis. These aren't for jumping over, which of course you could have them jump over, but we're talking low impact here. So you can have the dog just walk over it, and I'm actually going to show you my setup for that today, but you can have them just walk over it. You can have it really low. You want it maybe just a couple inches off the ground, depending on how tall your dog is. And then they just walk through it, and you can keep them far apart or close together. We're just trying to give them some stimulation to kind of burn some extra energy. If your dog has extra energy right now, I want you to post extra in the comments down below so I know I'm not the only one. In addition, you could use a household ladder, not as an A ladder. You want to use your ladder lying down, and you want to let your dog explore all these things. If you start kind of bringing things in and expecting them to do it, let them have the opportunity to explore it before you expect them to do things around it. So you can take your traditional, aluminum ladder and lay it down. Now, if you have little short dogs, it's probably not going to work out for you. You might have to create your own PVC ladder and be a little more creative. But look for things around your house that might present a bit of an obstacle for your dog. If you don't have a tunnel like I have here, if you have smaller dogs, you can find these little tent tunnels for $5 or so at the local thrift store. I've gotten several from thrift stores and they're in perfect condition. A lot of times they come with a tent, so that could be a bonus. But you just ask your dog to walk through there if they will. If you don't have access to that, just take some chairs, again, your dining room chairs, or even you could use bar stools and line them up and then put a sheet over them, and now you have an at-home tunnel. See, you didn't have to spend any money doing that. If you have some pool noodles, that's another thing you can do, or you can pick those up easy at the dollar store. You can lay those out and then create all kinds of things. You can create little things for them to step over. You could maybe make them into a circle and let them walk through. Hula hoops are another great option. You know, if you don't have those handy, these are things that just cost $1 or $2 if you go to the local dollar store, and you can have your dog walk through them, walk on them, do stays inside of them. There's just so many things that you can do with things around the house or things from the dollar store. Now, of course, there are things that you can buy that you can easily get on Amazon, or you can get from Lisa to work on specific things. And I'll show you a few things that I've acquired. These things range anywhere from $15 to about $75. Just depends on what you want to invest. You don't have to invest in anything. You can use couch pillows. I mean, there are just so many things. And if you go see Lisa, and I didn't expect this to be a big Lisa plug, but she's the go-to for this stuff. She has lots of ideas too, so you don't have to buy a bunch of things if you're rehabbing your dog or doing prevention, or like we're doing tonight, we're just wearing out our dogs. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments down below and I will answer them here live, or if you're watching later, I will also answer those. Okay, so let me show you some of the things I have laid out. What you would need is just set up some things, let your dog explore them. Thankfully, Norby's already done that. There are some things that kind of make him feel weird, but I'll go at his pace. And then I also make sure I have some sort of reward. Now, if your dog is needing to lose a little bit of weight, you definitely want to use things that are lower calorie, or even use their meal since you're just doing this around the house. I'm using it in my home office / dog room, but you could also do this in your hallway. It really doesn't matter the space. You could set up an object and work on that and then put it away and bring out something else. It doesn't have to be labor intensive either. I'm all about making it simple, fitting it into my life. I tend to train my dogs at midnight because that's when it fits my life. Thankfully, they go along with it. All right, so we talked about the tunnel. So I'm going to show you this. My body's going to be cut off because Norby's the important one you want to see. But I'm going to show you some of the things and talk loud, so hopefully you can hear me. But again, if your dog's feeling a little extra, make sure to post extra in the comments down below. And if someone else could benefit from this, feel free to share this information as well. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to get some treats out. And I might have to adjust the screen if you can't see too well, which it looks like you can see a little bit. Let's see if we can adjust you without making you sick. Make it go down a little bit. Woo! We went real crazy there. There we go. This is live, so you know we got to keep it fresh. So Norby knows how to do this tunnel. Good boy. Got a little tickle in his ear. Yay, good boy. So if your dog was just starting out, you could just let them come up to it. Good boy for getting on there. And you could just put some treats right at the edge. We don't want to force them into any obstacle. Good boy. And he is happy to do this. Put a little treat there, let the dog get it, and then over time you can put treats further in. And then for Norby, because he's done it, Norby, ready? Tunnel. Whoops. I love my platform. Tunnel. Go, go, go. Yay! And then you can feed them at the end, so you can fade out. You're not having to give them a ton of rewards. So you see Norby's getting on this little stool. So if you have an old school exercise stool, let me get these out of the way for you, kid. These are great to work on place. Good job. Getting them ready for meal times, or even just working on getting on something, maybe just putting their paws off, luring with a treat, and you can reward them for keeping their back paws there. Okay. Or I could do just front paws. Sometimes it's easier if you use a smaller object because he can get his whole body on here. Good boy. So maybe like this one. Good job, bud. Or I could have him do a little plank action. Can you put your feet on this? So he's not as sure about this tinier one. I mean, oh, good. So a little mindful there. Good job. Good. Okay, go get it. So remove this one. Let's see. Yeah, you just don't want to do it that way. Good. Nice. And if you're not on carpet, you can see this moved. You want to stabilize it in some way, so hold on to it. Very good boy. He says, I love snacks. Good job, bud. Okay. So any kind of stool, good job. It's easy to use, and you can use a couple different things. If you have a shorter dog and a taller stool, you can have him crawl under it. That would be fun. You can also use these rubber, good boy, can you come over here? These rubber food bowls. He loves working on this too. We do like pivoting and things. Your ear's acting crazy, huh? Got something in there. Good. Down. Good. And you just ask them to do different things that they know. Down. That's weird. Okay. Down. That works. Okay, good boy. I could also, because he's small enough, oh, go get it. Ask him to put his feet inside of it. So you can see how this works his brain and his body at the same time. It helps him know where his body is in space. If your dog freaks out by something that moves, make sure to reward them, because we want them to think that we meant for them to do that, and it was super awesome. Good boy. Good. And you can tell what he's done before and what he hasn't. Notice it's his choice to put that foot down there. Yeah, good job. But he is more than happy to do this for you guys. All right, so I just keep removing objects and filling in. I got this on Amazon. I think it was about $15 to $20, and it's pretty sturdy. You just don't want to let your dog chew on it. You can use both sides. So if your dog's tactile sensitive, you can use the smooth side. Good job, bud. Okay. Or you can use this kind of bumpy side. Good job. And Norby has done all this, and he enjoys it. This works his core a little bit because it's got some air in it. Okay. Good job. A couple other items I have, and then I'll show you my cavalettis. I got this when I spoke at APDT. It was a speaker gift. I think they run about $70 or $80. This is a canine fit bone. Good job, bud. You can inflate it more or less. This is the smooth side, so you can get them all the way on it. Good boy. Down. Down. Good. Haven't done this in a while, huh? Sit. Excellent. Good job. So it has some balancing factors here that he's got to balance himself, which isn't always easy. Good job, honey. And then the other side has a little bumpy side. Good job. And you could even pair some of these things together and make it more challenging. Remember, keep it low impact until you consult with a professional. We don't want to injure our dogs. We just want them to have some fun and do some different things. Doing this also builds a lot of confidence. Good job, bud. And all dogs can benefit from gaining some confidence. Okay. Have him come back at you so you don't have to see his backside. There we go. Good boy. Can you wait? Nope, I can't. I'm just starving. Good boy. Here you go. Good. Awesome. The other thing I like is the peanut. I got this one also from Amazon. I think it was about $20 to $25. It came with a bigger one as well. For these, you want to make sure you stabilize them. Woo. Busy kid. Good. Just getting feet on it. Job. You could stabilize it other ways. You don't have to use your body if it's not comfortable for you to get low on the ground. Okay. Good job, bud. You can also do tricks with it. Good boy. He says, I'm not worried about this thing, which cracks me up because it's such a weird thing. We could have him push it. Or we can come on this side. And then we could just help him push it a little bit. Good. So just have fun with these different objects. The final thing I wanted to show you is I created this cavaletti setup from the dollar store. I don't want to spend a ton of money on dog equipment myself, so I don't figure anybody else wants to. So what I have here are some, I don't know if they're real bamboo, but some bamboo sticks that had a net on the end. And so I just took the net off and made sure there weren't any sharp pieces. So these are my poles. Norby's a little weirded out by this. And then I just took these dollar store baskets that have poles, and they stack so it's easy to put away. I don't want to have this stuff out all the time. It's easy to travel with. And then I just stick these inside to create, and you'll see Norby's like, this is not my favorite. A little creepy. So keep it low, but you could also make it jagged if you wanted, so it's not even. So you put one higher and one lower. You can hear my older kids are barking because they want to be in here doing this too. So I could have him just step over it. Good. And one's pretty easy, but when you start adding them, it gets more challenging because they really have to think about where their body is in space. And what you want, go ahead, Norby. Good boy. You want them to really think about that. It builds confidence. Body awareness is always a good thing. It's that fancy word that I like, proprioception. Good boy. And you can see I staggered him because he's a little more experienced. You're going to come over me. Okay. And then we just want them to walk through it without touching it. So you saw he touched it in the front, but maybe because I was luring him. And you see how he walks his little feet over there. And I have them close. You could separate them out. Just do what works for you. But then I could add another layer to this. Good boy. You did pretty good on that. Ready? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put these aside so he's not back here just working on them and I'm not rewarding him. If you have a dog who's concerned about these things, what you can do is use this. I also had some other PVC poles that had some tape on them. You can just lay these on the ground. You could do this with your mops, your broom. Good job, bud. And then you can just have them walk over it this way. So it's super low impact. Good job, but it keeps them moving. Whoops. I know, it's easier to bump them this way. All right, good job, Norby. Let's see if everybody has any questions out there with all their extra energy dogs. Okay, let me check in with you guys. Yes, nice job, Norby. Norby's a good man. All right, looks like you guys are just super fans of seeing Norby do stuff. He does, Jennifer. He loves his platforms so much. It's something we used very early on for Norby to teach him to go to a location while we prepared his food, because it was an issue we had with our previous dogs and our senior dogs that they get crazy excited for their meal. And so we didn't want 3 or more dogs, now that we have 4, going bonkers while we prepared their food. So we decided we were going to teach the older kids, but also Norby, as soon as he joined our family, to go stand on that purple platform. And platforms are still to this day his favorite thing. He's 2. And when we were in a recent tricks class with you, actually, Hannah brought over a platform that is one of Canine Country's, and he got on it and it made him feel more secure. So it's just his thing. I know, you're a good job, kid. So do you guys have any questions about things you could do inside? Do you have any other ideas of things you do for fitness inside? I would love to hear them. Another thing I think about is even just walking your dog inside. You could do this with a leash on or without a leash. Either one would be okay. I like doing it on leash and off leash. The reason being is many dogs get excited by equipment. So if you did this inside, they would be less excited for when you really go outside, and it's a little easier to manage them if you walk them inside. If you do this, do it one dog at a time, especially if there's any food resource guarding issues. Plus you can focus on one dog at a time and then just rotate them out. If you want to get super challenged, crate them in the same room, reward them as they're hanging out in the crate, and when it's their turn, they get rewarded as well, but hanging out in the crate is just hanging out in the crate, and they get some cookies or maybe a Kong for that. That's the ultimate for me, is letting one wait while one is working. All right. Thank you, Erin, for the great idea comment. We always want to provide great service and great ideas for our community. And we do these kind of things periodically in person just to get people moving or make the classes a little more enriching. We have tons of different objects. If you ever want to maybe do a building rental and work on some things, you're welcome to do that. We should open that opportunity more often, that we have a space to work in. Sometimes you might feel limited, especially if you have a large dog, to work in a bedroom size room. I get it. Even though I have small dogs, I can see how that would be challenging to exercise them in your home, right? All right. Well, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for letting me adjust the time. If you need any assistance from us, whether it be behavioral in nature or obedience. We are here for you. Private lessons as well as group classes. Our classes are starting the week of January 7th. Can you believe that's like a week and a half away or something like that? It's crazy. So if you want to join us for one of those classes, we have several that still have space. Some are full. We have things like agility fun. I posted about that earlier today. Manners, scent work, and so much more. So if you have any questions, please post them in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on Monday for our next 'Tis the Season for Trouble. See you then.